ever stop and think that maybe there's more going on than meets the eye? Like hidden forces, maybe patterns shaping our lives,
Hmm.
beyond just, well, this one life we see. What if things like karma, these ancient ideas, are actually creating cycles, echoes from the past?
It's a profound thought, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're getting into today.
Yeah, we're doing a deep dive, and our source is this really compelling, incredibly detailed case study. It's from an audio recording. It's one person's life story, choices, experiences, but seen through this, well, pretty astonishing lens of spiritual principles.
Exactly. And our job today really is to unpack that journey. We'll look at the big questions this person was asking about their own life, questions, honestly, that might resonate with a lot of us.
Hmm.
And then we'll dive into the karmic explanations offered in the source. They were quite surprising, very detailed, connecting past actions to what's happening now.
So, this isn't just listening to a story. It's a chance, really, for all of us to maybe get some insight into how actions, even from way, way back, could still be making waves today.
Precisely. It's about those echoes.
Okay, then, let's unpack this. Where should we start? The beginning.
Yeah, the early life seems like the right place. So the subject was born male,
Right.
but was raised as a girl right from the start.
Hmm.
Apparently, the parents really, really wanted a daughter.
Ah, okay. So that female identity started forming very early on.
Extremely early. And by junior high, the source says they were secretly taking their mom's money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not just for clothes to match that identity, but also buying hormones, already taking steps to physically align.
That's quite young to be doing that secretively.
It is.
Yeah.
And this exploration, this desire maybe to look cool, as they put
Mhm.
it, continued. They started relationships with males.
Okay.
Then after school, while waiting to start university, they asked their dad for money for hairdressing lessons.
Hairdressing, right.
But this period was also about, well, experimenting. Friends got them into discos, drinking, smoking, even gambling.
Sounds like a lot was happening.
Yeah.
Driven by curiosity.
Curiosity, fitting in, explore. Yeah, all of that seems to be part of it, according to the source.
So from there, the path led to Macau.
Correct. Started as a hairdresser there. During the day, presenting, typically male, but with long hair.
Okay.
But then at night, a completely different story. Sex work.
And this was before the surgery.
Yes, exactly. Dressing as a woman, but pre-sex reassignment surgery. And what's really striking is the attitude described.
How so?
The source says they found it fun and exciting, not serious, almost like a challenge, apparently, to see if clients would figure out their biological sex.
Wow, that's quite a perspective.
Isn't it? And they mentioned using cannabis to stir up emotions, get into the role. Paints a picture of a certain mindset back then.
Definitely. So how long did this phase in Macau last?
5 years.
Yeah.
And during that time, they saved up enough money.
For the surgery.
Exactly. Came back to Thailand for the sex reassignment surgery. This was about 15 years before the story was told.
Okay, so after the surgery,
Mhm.
what changed?
Well, there was a very short stint, just 2 months, as an go-go dancer. But then back to sex work, this time in Hong Kong. But interestingly, they were also running a beauty salon back in Thailand simultaneously.
So juggling two lives, back and forth.
Seems like it. Hong Kong for the sex work, Thailand for the salon business. Quite the balancing act.
And then Switzerland. That was another move, right?
Yeah, after Hong Kong came Switzerland, 4 years there, working in these private residences the source calls ding-dong houses
Ding-dong houses.
because of the doorbell.
Apparently, yeah. The income was good, reportedly very high. And they made a point of saying they didn't cheat or steal from clients.
Okay.
And here's a really unique detail. Sometimes they didn't charge.
Really? Wow.
Or their justification was, well, they were afraid they would rape others if they didn't provide the service.
That's quite a rationale, a
Yeah.
sort of justification. It certainly is. A beautiful excuse, as the source puts it, maybe.
And the final stop was Germany.
That's right. 4 years before this story was documented, an agent helped arrange a marriage visa.
Ah, one of those arrangements.
Seems so. But the subject paid for everything the visa process, even the fee for the marriage itself.
Okay. And where are they working now, according to the source?
In Germany, what's described as this huge, world-famous brothel, like the capital for this kind of work.
Attracting people from all over.
Globally, yeah. And apparently, Thai trans women are particularly popular there. Wide age range, too, 18 up to 55.
And the income? Still good.
Estimated around 3,500 Thai baht net per day.
Okay. But then the source gets into some, well, more difficult territory, right? The client encounters.
Yeah, it does. It describes some interactions as, the source uses the word perverted.
Like what?
Clients asking for oral acts involving, well, liquid and solid waste.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And also role-playing, like dog and cat games, where clients bring costumes and the subject would pet them or even hit them for extra money.
And the subject's reaction to this.
This is what's really emphasized. They reported feeling no disgust, zero. Just saw it as a job, something done purely for the money.
That detachment is something.
And they also mentioned using all kinds of drugs.
Why?
To stay diligent, to be brave enough to do these things. The phrase used was doing anything for money.
Right. That phrase again. So this whole intense life leads them to ask some deep questions.
Exactly. You can see why they'd be searching for meaning or explanation. It's not just surface level stuff.
What kind of questions?
Well, first, about their father. He died young, 46, in an accident. They wanted to know what happened to him spiritually. Did he get merit? Does he have a message?
Okay, understandable.
Then, turning inward, why me? Why was I born male but raised female? Why the surgery? Especially when all my siblings were male. What's the past karma behind that?
That's a core identity question, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then, why am I still in sex work after the surgery? What happens karmically if I keep doing this?
Consequences, yeah.
And they wanted specifics too, like how does the karma differ? Trans woman versus a single cisgender woman versus a married woman doing this.
That's quite analytical.
Very. Also, what about the clients? Men who prefer trans women, what's their karma? And those perverted clients, what's their story, karmically speaking?
And crucially, why didn't I feel disgusted by those acts? Is there some shared karma there?
Exactly. That lack of disgust really bothered them. Or at least they were curious about it.
The questions didn't stop there, did they?
No, they broadened out. What about the facilitators? The agents doing passports or fake marriages? The people running sex shops or porn sites? What karma do they get?
Wow, looking at the whole ecosystem.
Pretty much. And even reflecting back on youth same-sex attraction. How could that be remedied according to these principles? And finally, a question about connection. Did I ever build merit with like a spiritual community? Why do I always seem to meet my friends in unwholesome places?
That's a lot. Deep searching questions.
It really is. What's fascinating is the sheer self-awareness. You know, they're not just blaming circumstances. They're looking for the roots within this karmic framework.
So the source provides answers to all of these.
Astonishingly direct and detailed answers.
Yeah.
Starting with the father.
Okay, what about him? Did he receive merit?
The source says no, not sufficiently. He's described as being a homeless spirit, a sambhavesi, still wandering, starving, tired, hasn't been reborn yet.
Oh, that's sad.
Very. And in great need of merit. Specifically from his son, the subject. The message was basically, I'm hungry, I'm exhausted, I didn't make enough merit.
Wow. So it underscores the importance of merit for the deceased in this view.
Absolutely. These are kind of stuck otherwise.
Okay, so then the focus shifts to the subject's own karma. This sounds like where it gets really complex.
It does. The source traces the root cause back.
Way.
Way back. Many eons. Many kalpas.
Kalpas. Those are unimaginably long periods, right?
Exactly. Ages and ages ago, the subject was apparently an extremely promiscuous man, middle-class family, but deceived loads of women into marriage while also constantly using sex workers.
Okay, so serious violation of the third precept, even back then.
Big time. And the consequences described are severe. First, rebirth in the third great hell, a place of intense suffering related to sexual misconduct in this cosmology.
The third? There are multiple levels.
Oh, yes, multiple great hells, and then lower realms, too. After the third great hell, they apparently fell sequentially through other hellish realms. Uside hell, Yamaloka.
Lower levels of suffering.
Sort of auxiliary hells, yeah. Then came rebirths as pretas, hungry ghosts, suffering from intense craving. Then asuras, like jealous demigods, always fighting.
This is a long fall.
And it continues. After asuras, a long, long cycle through animal rebirths, starting low like worms. Then monkeys, dogs, donkeys, cows, buffaloes, horses, ending with cats.
Hundreds of lives as each animal.
That's what the source states. Hundreds of lifetimes trapped in each form, reflecting those past uncontrolled desires.
Wow. Okay, so after all that...
Finally, back to human form, but as a female prostitute for many lives. Then eventually as a normal woman.
A normal woman, but the cycle wasn't broken?
Apparently not entirely.
Yeah.
Because even after returning as a man eventually, that third precept, the sexual misconduct one...
Still breaking it.
Repeatedly. And the source says even more severely, across lives as both a man and a woman.
So all that past karma just built up.
Converged. It all came together, according to this explanation, to create the current situation. Born male, raised female, the surgery, the sex work, this perverted and abnormal state, as the source puts it.
And the warning is, if they continue.
Straight back to the third-grade hell. Repeat the whole cycle. Worms, monkeys, the lot. Taking many, many kalpas just to get back to being a man again.
That's a terrifying cycle, a profound consequence for those actions, repeated over lifetimes.
It really emphasizes the weight of that particular precept in this system.
What about the comparison they asked for between different types of sex workers?
Right. The source makes distinctions. For trans women and single cis women, provided they aren't also being concubines, using drugs, or acting as pimps, their work is seen as using up old karma.
Okay, so experiencing the results of past negativity.
Kind of burning it off, yeah.
Yeah.
But the moment they cross those other lines, concubinage, drugs, pimping, they start creating new karma, adding to the debt.
And married women.
That's considered the heaviest sin in this context. Cheating on a husband through sex work directly breaks the third precept, plus involves deception. The source says that leads straight to the third-grade hell. No messing around.
Oof. Okay, what about the client's karma? Especially the ones with unusual requests.
For men who specifically seek out trans women, it's often put down to old deviant karma from past lives, or sometimes just a desire to experiment with something new and strange.
And the ones described as perverted, the waste, the animal role play.
This is quite specific. The source claims those individuals spent long periods in past lives as well, worms in toilets.
Seriously.
And also, as various animals like dogs and cats, again due to their own past promiscuity, these deep-seated habits and familiarity from those animal lives are said to be driving their current desires.
So their desires reflect their past states of being.
That's the idea. And the subject's lack of disgust, why they felt okay with it, attributed to having similar stains or familiarity, because they also went through hell and those lower animal realms repeatedly. It made those actions feel disturbingly easy and comfortable. Shared residue, almost.
Wow, that connects things in a really unsettling way.
It's a heavy concept, definitely. The idea that these deep karmic imprints make certain actions feel almost natural, even if they're deeply unwholesome.
What about the facilitators, the agents, the website owners?
Their karma is addressed to passport agents, fake marriage brokers that's classified as wrong livelihood, driven by greed,
Consequence.
after death rebirth as emaciated, starving prentice, hungry ghosts. Some apparently have no mouths as a result of earning wrongly, others no eyeballs from the deceit and forgery involved.
Yikes. That's graphic.
It is, and it gets worse for sex shop owners or porn website creators.
Are you them specifically?
Because they actively stimulate lust in others. They're seen as contributing directly to countless people breaking the third precept. The more people they influence, the heavier their karma.
So they're seen as initiators.
Exactly. Their path also leads to the third-grade hell. Then those long cycles through lower realms, potentially even longer than others because they started the fire, so to speak. The source mentions perverted and bizarre tools waiting for them in hell, reflecting the lusts they spread.
Okay. Shifting gears a bit, what about the question on same-sex attraction in youth, the remedy?
The guidance given is very stark.
Cold turkey.
Cold put, as the source puts it.
Okay.
Abrupt cessation.
Let's stop.
Stop the behaviors, yes. And then actively cultivate the opposite. Strictly observe the 5 precepts, maybe even the 8 precepts, which are stricter ethical guidelines.
Any meditation?
Crucial. Meditate to understand the suffering and harm caused by lust. Develop a deep aversion to it, based on wisdom and willpower. Achieving this, the source says, actually brings great rapture, a kind of spiritual joy.
So it's about transformation through discipline and insight.
And prevention is key, too, avoiding association with people described as perverted or deviant, because that association can trigger your own latent tendencies from past lives.
Right. Don't put yourself in tempting situations. Okay, last question then. The community connection, meeting friends in unwholesome places.
Yeah, the source acknowledges that in a past life, when the subject was a normal woman, they did briefly connect with a virtuous community, made some merit.
But didn't stick with it.
No, they left that path. This was a
Right.
weak connection. But that little bit of past karma was enough to cause them to meet again in this life, even if it's in bars or clubs, these unwholesome places.
So a faint echo of a past positive connection.
Exactly. But the advice is still the same. Cold turkey, the current lifestyle. Embrace the precepts fully to avoid falling back into that whole hell cycle again.
It's an incredibly detailed picture, isn't it?
It really is. If you connect this to the bigger picture, what this case study hammers home is the sheer complexity, the cyclical nature of karma, especially around this third precept, sexual misconduct. These explanations, however specific, serve as this really profound lesson in cause and effect, stretching across, well, unimaginable timescales.
Yeah, it's a lot to process. The density of it all, the sheer number of lifetimes impacted by actions taken so long ago, it really does make you consider the ripple effect, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Every action potentially echoing forwards.
So the final thought, maybe, for you listening.
Yeah, how might understanding these kinds of long, intricate karmic patterns, even if you just consider them hypothetically, how might that influence the choices you make today, knowing they could have echoes, potentially across lifetimes?